Hey, my name is Diana Nguyen, and welcome to my multimodal autoethnography. This video will have first year Asian American students, and most of them are first generation college students and their families. I'm going to be talking about Asian Americans and their perspectives on things such as the majors they chose and what their dream job is, and whether they feel if their parents have any influence on them or if their Asian American heritage did as well. The main goal of this is to shine a light on this topic because it's not something that many people talk about, but it still affects many Asian Americans, and it feels like Asian Americans are underrepresented in media sometimes, and not a lot of their opinions are voiced. So I believe that this will be an important video that will hopefully get the message across to others and showcase their point of view.
Your name? I'm Sila Wen.
I'm Andrew Pham.
Pravina Somasundaram.
My name is Eve Gola Cruz.
Brandon.
Diana Nguyen.
I am a psych major.
I'm a bio major.
My current majors are neuroscience and journalism, and I'm minoring in medical anthropology.
Currently undecided, but considering communications and psychology.
Textile technology.
I'm currently undecided, but I'm thinking about switching to biology with the concentration in human biology.
Because I find psych interesting, and I think it was a good starting point as a first year to just figure out what I like to do or what I want for sure to major in.
I chose this major because I like bio, but also there's the end goal of getting a job that pays.
I chose those majors because from a young age I've been interested in pursuing the medical field, and I thought with neuroscience and its components in all of the sciences at UNC would help me to get to there because I want to apply to medical school. And then for journalism, I became interested in that field in high school, and I started writing for the newspaper here, and so I wanted to pursue that through journalism classes, so I decided to major in both.
So I can go back to get my master's in social work.
Initially, it was because of my cousin, who also chose the same major and at the same school. But then I kind of liked it because I could have coded out, or I can code it out sophomore year, but I think I'm going to stick with it because I actually like the program, and that's it.
I'm thinking about going into this major because I know that I want to do something in the health field. I'm not sure what, maybe a PA, maybe even a dentist or an optometrist, not sure.
Good question. I'm not sure yet. I guess that's what I'm trying to figure out right now as a first year.
I think my dream job is either be a doctor at med school, or be a pharmacist, something like that.
My dream job is working as a pediatrician, preferably internationally, and being able to do healthcare reporting on the side as well.
I don't know yet. My dream job would be doing something creative while still majority helping people. If I could, it'd be cool to be a film director / social worker, but it's kind of a balance between it. So
I want to be like my cousin, but he also took small steps to get to where he is, so I understand that not everyone can make it to where he is currently.
Well, my dream is just to help people, and I think that those jobs would get me there because I've always been interested in the health field, and I think that helping them medically or in any way that would help. My dream job would to be to travel and to different countries and help people who don't have the resources that they have.
Not much, but they did have a lot of input. As a psych major, it's not the best, or they don't think it's ideal, and they didn't influence necessarily, but they did let me know their opinion and how they felt about it, and it wasn't the best view of it.
I'd say my family probably had a big part of my decision, because whether I like knew it or not, I feel like they've always pushed me at least a little bit towards like a science or like some major that pays more like than compared to other majors. So I don't know if feel like all of this is like my own thinking, but yeah.
I think my parents never told me that I needed to be a doctor, but they did say that I had to be one of a doctor, lawyer, engineer. And so like that mindset that they had, especially because they immigrated here from India, and so that's what they grew up with. And so they kind of like raised me with the same philosophy. And so I like knew I had to go into one of those fields, you know, because you never want to like upset your parents. You want to like make them proud because they worked really hard. They made a lot of sacrifices for me to be here, and so I wanted to like make them proud. And so that definitely influenced my decision to want to pursue the medical field. And I definitely thought about it like, am I only doing this for my parents, because that would be problematic. But I kind of pursued opportunities like volunteering in hospitals and things like that would allow me to learn about what the medical field is actually like. And I do think I want to be a doctor right now. That might change because I'm in college and I get to explore even more than I did in high school. So, but my parents definitely did, and my family in general definitely did have an impact on that decision. But the journalism aspect was all of my personal interests. Yeah.
A good amount. I think my family mainly wants me to be happy, but then they'll like I can also tell like just like the things that they recommend me for jobs. They'll be like, you should go into engineering, you should be in nursing. The majority of it's either health oriented or STEM oriented, so they obviously want me to get a job that's like feasible for my future. So like if I think like for me, I can't imagine myself going into a job like that's just a teacher or something. But you know, being a social worker doesn't make that much, but I think it does the job with helping people. So
My mom, she always praised doctors and a highlight when I was younger. So I wanted to be a doctor when I was younger. But then she put my cousin in the same light as him. So that's when I wanted to be like my cousin and choose textile technology.
Well, my parents told me, like, just to make money. Like, and then it turns out that, like, a lot of STEM jobs or, like, jobs in the health field, like being a doctor, like get that money. But, in the end, my dad told me, like, as long as you're happy, like, that's what counts. So I figured, like, the best of both worlds was to be, like, doing something in the health field because that's what I like, and then it'll also help people. And also possibly make money, but as long as I help people, that's what really matters.
It has affected my life for sure in the values that I uphold. I'm Buddhist, so yeah, it affects some of my values. I'm not totally religious, but yeah, there are traces of it, I guess, if that makes sense. And also just kind of how I treat others too. Like growing up, my parents will teach me certain things, and it's kind of, it seems to be more Asian oriented traditional values, and so like some of that has influence of how I treat other people.
I think my Asian heritage affects my life like all the time, because like there's part of the Asian American identity I like feel that I have to, like, not that I feel I have to uphold, but like a lot of the identity like is me. So I do like have similar values to like the old people or just other people, like other Asian Americans.
I definitely like I mentioned before, it influenced my life a lot. Because even though I'm in a place where like not everyone else is like me, that didn't mean that I was like out of my culture, you know, and my heritage, because I was always within it. That's how I was raised with my parents, and my brother was the same way. And so it definitely has influenced like every aspect of my life, from like academic aspirations to personal aspirations to like the extracurricular things that I do. So I've found that it's been really hard, not necessarily that I want to separate my identity from my heritage, because I like that I'm with my heritage here, but the two have been like pretty interchangeable, I think. And so in that way, like my life has been very, very heavily influenced by my heritage. So I think I would say at least every decision that I've made in my life to this point, I've considered my heritage to some extent. So, yeah.
I think it's giving me the same values. All those like stereotypical values, it's kind of like I fall in some of them. In the sense like, I just want to like, be the best for my family and stuff. I think my Asian heritage has affected my perspective in those things. But in my decisions, maybe future-wise, it makes me want to be more like caring in a sense, but then still like make big money. Oh my god.
I feel like my parents, they wanted me to achieve more than they did by coming over to the United States and provided me with all the school materials that I needed and all the motivation that I needed. Yeah, that's it.
I think with like I noticed that most people that I've interviewed so far have said values, and I agree. Like a lot of my values like tend towards my parents or like my grandparents, because I just want to make them happy. Because like the whole reason why, not the whole reason why, but like a big part of why like I went to college was to make my family happy, because I'm like the last grandchild, like the youngest one. It's like what they expected to do, and like they've done like so much for me that this is something that I can do for them, and I just want to make them proud. Okay, we're good.
Okay.